This video is my train comparison between LUMO and LNER on a return trip London to Edinburgh. I'm taking LUMO North and LNER South, and I'll be comparing the two, and the result isn't exactly what you might expect. I did think about going Caledonian Sleeper one way, but I felt these two would be much more of a like-for-like comparison. I mean, they almost look the same from the outside, apart from their livery. Before I could start my LUMO journey, it was a quick trip from my hometown to London Waterloo, then quick underground to King's Cross. I'd never been to King's Cross before, but wow, check out that ceiling. I nipped outside briefly, where I found a little food market too. Back inside to check if I have a platform yet. Oh, off we go, platform 6. So LUMO is a relatively new company, having launched only at the end of 2021. Getting on board was easy. Each carriage has the details of its letter and the order of the seating numbers, so you can get on the correct end.
My name's Carrie, and I'll be your driver all the way to Newcastle today, where we'll be joined by a new crew.
Room in general is pretty good. I was lucky in a way, as the lady who was going to be sat next to me on the aisle seat snuck into a seat across the way, as although it stated reserved, the people didn't turn up. So we both had plenty of room and a window seat each. Well, as you can see, there's a good amount of leg room, far more than I imagined there would be. I do have quite long legs, so that's a good judge for all those tall people out there. Window-wise, it's the cleanest window I've seen in a while on a train, so that made the view even better, as it was a lovely day to be travelling across the country. Windows can be a bit half and half, as I had a whole window, but the seat in front of me was more like half of one. There is a blind as well, which is great, other than if you want to close it, then the person in front of me also has to have it closed. The table is a reasonable size, but putting a laptop on isn't as easy, as you can see. To get the screen at a good angle, you have to have it half off the table. So if you have a bigger laptop like mine, then you may struggle a little, but plenty of room for your food and drink. Oh my god, I've just noticed. It actually does extend. And check this little light out. Very cute, as the kids would say. Luggage storage is simple. I only have a small case and a rucksack, so the case went in the overhead racking and the rucksack in the space below my chair. Very easy. If you have larger luggage, there's special racks at the ends of the carriages. On a LUMO, you can take one small case or bag and one medium case, so they suggest a maximum of 2 really. There's one charger plug between the seats in front of you for your use, with a regular plug socket and 2 USBs. Easy when you're sat there by yourself, but maybe a bit of a fight if you both have a laptop to charge. The Wi-Fi. Well, it's available, and you can connect to the entertainment they have on offer on their app, which is quite good. A few good movies, maybe watch one of those later. But that's about it. I found it wouldn't send a message on WhatsApp or let me check my emails. But it does have this cool live journey tracker. Toilets are pretty average, I reckon. Maybe a bit smaller than some I've seen on an SWR train, but it has everything you would need and expect, and it was very clean and tidy. Now, a few days before we even went, I got an email from LUMO. Scrolling through, and I found all the bits of information you could possibly need, I think, but it also had this bit here, LUMO Eats. I did this, as you can see. You flick through, you put your details in of your journey, when you're starting, what day it is, and what time your train is, and then you can just go through and pick what you fancy. You can do this up to 2 hours prior to departure. I did this so I can try it out for you guys. Not a huge amount of choice, but as good as its word. Once tickets were checked on the train, they came round and gave me my little bag of goodies. Baguette, bottle of water, and a treat for Paul for the next time he does his podcast. The baguette was very tasty, ham, mozzarella and rocket. However, if you haven't done that, you can order from the trolley that comes along. It appeared not long after we left London. After our stop at Morpeth, they came along again with a trolley service where you can get more goodies if you so desire. A cup of tea, I feel, is needed. So the overall feels pretty good to me. Comfy enough, relaxed and easy, just what you want when you're travelling across the country. That feels odd, knowing I'm travelling all across England and heading for Scotland. They keep you informed of everything that's going on, whether it's to say the tickets will be checked or the food trolleys coming round, even which order it will travel through the train. We had to stop for 5 minutes and the lovely driver announced straight away why, so no one was worried at all. Oh, and the cleanliness. They had been up and down the train asking for rubbish, on and off throughout the whole journey. It was absolutely great. The journey from King's Cross to Edinburgh was 4 hours and 26 minutes. OK, time for the trip home and LNER. It was easy enough to find my seat. When I actually booked it, it actually gave you an option of which seat you wanted to choose, so I picked a window seat, obviously. At the beginning I was sat on my own, and it says that the person next to me will be joining at Newcastle. A young lady did join me at Newcastle and stayed until Doncaster. I would say there might be a little more leg room, not hugely noticeable though. There's no individual light at your seat, not even one above. The headrest is not as resty, for want of a better word. There seems to be more to rest your head on leaning sideways on the LUMO train. The windows are the same. I have a half window as you can see, so the person in front of me has a whole window. Opposite to the last one. The table is an OK size and what you expect, with an added pull-out part to make it easier for the laptop. But it isn't an extension of the table as such, as you can see. There's a luggage store above for your head for smaller bags and cases and room under your seat, plus the end of the carriages with the normal stack 'em up section for the bigger cases. Well, the chargers, although there are 2 plugs, which is an added bonus because you get 1 for each person, seem to be a little bit dodgy and kept cutting out. I didn't know whether it was because I had a big plug or not, so I tried using a different plug and it still did the same. Wi-Fi, I have to say, is pretty good. I've logged onto my phone and my laptop and I can send messages and check emails. Oh, there's also no tracking of your journey and no onboard entertainment. The toilets are pretty much the same look-wise, although I have to say a little bit more of a mess, but it's only just a bit of water and a few tissues, so not drastic. Food-wise, you can go to the carriage that has the food to get it yourself. I decided to order at my seat so I could compare the service. To start with, you can only order once you're at your seat, using the QR code on the back of the seat in front of you. It was a little dumped on me, not really a smile either. Tea was in a paper bag too, as you can see. I think you might be able to see the tea is also a tad full for a train journey, sloshing around a bit. Let's hope it doesn't spill. Honestly, it was pretty hot temperature-wise and a lot more of a bumpy ride. Maybe it was the speed we were going or the type of train, I'm not really sure. But when people are walking down the carriages, they had to hold on. And because there was no trolley service, more people were going backwards and forwards to the buffet area. The announcements are friendly and the guy that checked the tickets was friendly enough. But it feels a little impersonal. Maybe because it's a stopper so more people come and go rather than stay out the journey. The journey from Edinburgh down to King's Cross with 13 stops is 5 hours and 9 minutes. And what surprised me with my comparison? I preferred LUMO. LUMO's the cheaper of the two, but I just preferred it. It's more like flying on an airline. It was lovely. If you guys have done those trips, let me know what you think in the comments.